According to reports, the Zamfara State government has asked residents of the state to obtain guns to defend themselves against terrorists attacking defenseless citizens in the state. Zamfara and Katsina are two of the states most affected by the activities of terrorists locally called bandits, whose actions have led to the deaths of hundreds of people and the kidnapping of thousands of others. What are your thoughts on this? Could this be an option, especially because 4 governors at the Zamfara State go and carry arms? One is saying, get 500 more at Moteku. Another one is saying, I want CCTV across my state. Another one is giving the bandits an ultimatum. These are people saying, we can't wait for federal government anymore.
So I can't sit here and deny that, we don't have a crisis of insecurity across the country. I just cannot. What I cannot understand is a governor seeming helpless and saying to the larger number of uninformed people carry weapons. Because when the disaster reached finish, he will not admit that he caused it. Let's talk about Zamfara and Katsina, for instance, and the level of information that the people in that area have before you say carry weapons. The people who are already carrying weapons, is their lack of information that makes it okay for them to kill other people just to justify one agitation or the other, which is what we are dealing with. They initially were called bandits, and now they've been proscribed as, terrorists, and yet we still don't even have a solution to it. So the solution for me is not to tell everybody, carry weapons in your house. Yes, you can have anything for self-defense, but just nobody cannot continue to have firearms. Firearms is something that you must regulate. And you cannot say, because we are now in a serious crisis, all of you, defend yourself. I've always been on this table, and I would not understand that self-help option. Okay. Already in Nigeria, we have people who are licensed to carry guns in their houses. You apply, you get the licenses. I think they don't give female, they give male. But they have it. We have that provision already. But you cannot just call out with, Governor Autumn did it one time when he screamed and said, everybody, defend yourself. You can't continue like that. You as governor must do the needful. The needful is employ more, qualified police officers.
Where is he going to get the money? He's not in charge. He's not in charge.
Then he doesn't admit that there's a crisis.
Okay, let me come to you.
Okay, so for me too, for so long I've been on this side of the table where I don't see why you tell civilians to go and defend themselves or carry arms. But I would not deny the fact that too many attacks have happened. And the story we hear is we're investigating to see who has done it. The police appeared very late into the action, hours or a whole day after, before security was able to get to that village or the community that it happened. And I think that this has to be the only rational step forward. And the reason I have changed my stance is because I'm looking at it. This is not a governor saying to people, everybody on the street, go and get guns. He's saying that people should prepare and obtain these weapons from the police. They'll be licensed to them, so we know who and who is getting what. And for the farmers who are going to into the farms, you would have your weapons. You have at least basic weapons that can use to defend yourself. We have to do this because obviously our country does not have the wherewithal, as we like to say, to protect all its citizens. We don't have enough manpower to be everywhere in Nigeria when these attacks happen. So we need to have people who can defend themselves.
If the person that wants to go and rob you, if you know that there's the potential that that person has a gun, so you are going there, know that I'm going to take somebody's phone, but you know that there's the possibility, because now we are licensed. If they know that there's a person that is driving might have a gun or shows a gun, he wouldn't try to sit. So maybe, just maybe, if we begin to license citizens who can properly register and we can trace it to you, maybe crime would reduce. I don't know.
We're talking of this specific.
I know Zamfara is specific, but if we make it because where we are right now, we have a crisis, as you have said. So is that we do it or we don't?
So my perspective is we cannot treat a sickness that we have not diagnosed. So it is like we haven't properly, let's do a proper diagnosis of what the problems are. What's the issue with our security structure? Most of the police stations don't have enough resources. They don't have bullets. Their vehicles are run down. They don't have fuel in the vehicle. When you call them, because they're not well motivated. These are the real issues. So are we saying that we want to disregard the police, we will not resolve their issues, and they will not give guns to individuals? No. Because at the end of the day, I feel that until we deal with the real issues, that's diagnosing the real symptoms. So the governors are acting out of frustration.
Nigerians, we have diagnosed, and they've thrown money at it, but yet corruption keeps taking that money away. So you as a government say, police force, they need more money. You budget more money, but that money doesn't get to the policeman.
That did not
somehow
diagnose well. The real issue is that we need to bring in state policing and community policing. We see what is happening in America. Yes, I could say the story of how they shot back at someone, but the real crisis is when you have guns everywhere, you will have killings and shootings everywhere. So we think we have killings and shootings right now, but when we have more guns, we would have more killings and shootings. You will have cases where people will just feel like, I'm angry, I'm depressed, or somebody was.
But this time around, you'll be able to arrest the shooter because you know the gun.
A developed country is still struggling with the fact that there are guns everywhere. So we would have more cases of killings and shootings, and we don't have the structure to curtail the drama that would happen at that point in time.